Karma means this accumulated massive amount of memory. There is genetic memory, there is karmic memory, there is articulate, inarticulate, unconscious, subconscious and conscious memories. Right now when we say memory, people think only of their conscious memory, which is less than 1% of their actual memory. Where is your memory stored? Your brain has very little memory. Every cell in the body carries 1,000,000,000,000 times more memory than your entire brain. Your parents, your father and mother gave you only one cell each, they were not very generous, right? Only one cell each. See, a whole man came out of it.
Yeah.
So every cell in your body carries 1,000,000,000,000 times more memory than your entire brain carries. Now all these memories, a composite or an amalgamation of all these complex memories is what you call as myself. What you call as myself, consciously, maybe just a small part of that. But that small part is happening because of this massive memory that is there. In India, we have in the yogic culture, we have this word called vasana. Vasana literally means smell. So we say your personality is just your smell. You recognize the jasmine by its fragrance. You'll recognize filth by its stink. So we recognize your personality by your vasana. What kind of vasana or what kind of smell is coming out of you right now depends on what kind of stuff have you gathered. All your identity is only from your memory, isn't it? How are you an American? You remember that you were born in America.
Yes.
So how does your family identity come? How does your racial identity come? Identities are created for purpose of action in a given situation. We still need nationality, we still need all these things, but we can hold it little lightly. We don't have to hold it like it is absolute. It is not absolute, it's something that we have done. Our idea of family is our making, our idea of community is our making, our idea of race, religion, everything is our making, our idea of nationality is our making. So don't treat it like it's an absolute. Our actions are never ever absolute. There is only one crime and there's only one evil in the world, that is limited identity. How much crime you will commit simply depends on how empowered you are. You should not empower a person who has a limited identity because he will cause havoc. So the most important thing is to enhance or to expand one's identity. Before we start education for a child, the first and foremost thing is that he must take a cosmic identity. One thing is there is a mantra which says that he has to say it again and again. He has to look at the sky and say it, he look at the earth and say it, look at the air and say it, look at the fire and say it, all the elements of water and say it, because these are all the composition of the cosmos, so that you understand your identity is limitless. Why this is being done is, education is seen as an empowerment. Your intelligence, your competence, your capabilities, everything is a gift to the world.
Right.
But if your identity is small, all the wonderful things that human being has becomes a curse. The moment in some way you forsake your humanity, I don't care, means I have forsaken my humanity, it is a crime. Will I cause enormous damage or small damage simply depends on how competent I am. If you do bad things will come for you. This has been the way of the world, you don't need the word karma for that, because people have been trying to control people, either with fear or guilt. Karma is not about fear, karma is not about guilt, karma is about liberation. It is about freedom. So what kind of karma happened in my life till this moment is not always my choice, so many things have happened. But what kind of karma I perform right now in this moment is 100% my choice. Will I use this filth as manure and blossom into a wonderful fragrance, or will I smear it around me and walk around with filth? This is the choice everybody has. If you're living in this world, so many unpleasant things happen. Now, with these unpleasant things, do you become wise or do you become wounded? This is a choice. Karma is the richness of your life. There is karma, there's the more rich and vibrant the karma is, the better. Only thing is it your platform to dance upon or is it a quicksand that sucks you in? Because what happened yesterday you cannot change. What is happening today you can only experience. What is tomorrow you have to create. You as a life are far more exuberant than your body can ever be. If you keep your exuberance of life like that today, very clearly you know what is you, what is your body, what is your mind. When I say what is you, let us not give a definition to that, but your body we can define, just the food that you've eaten, isn't it? This is a heap of food.
Right.
What you call as my mind is a heap of impressions. What you gather, whatever you gather, can be yours, but can never ever be you. You can only define that which has distinct physical boundaries. Anything which doesn't have a physical boundary, you cannot define that. So that's all the thing is. Do you have a space between you and what you have created, or are you stuck with it? That's the important thing. If you do this practice which we call as Shambhavi, if you sit here, your body is here, your mind is out there, what is you is elsewhere. Once there is a little space between you and your body, between you and your mind, this is it. There is something naturally within every human being that the moment you realize you're restricted by a boundary, you want to go beyond that. Whoever you are right now, you want to be something more. This is an innate longing within the human being because there is something within you which is not physical in nature. It doesn't like boundaries. Till you experience that, you will think by shopping you will expand your boundaries, by ambition you will expand your boundaries, by conquest you will expand your boundaries. See, always a human being is seeing how to be something more. If it finds a very basic physical expression, we call this sexuality. What sexuality means is, something that is not you, you're trying to experience as it a part of yourself. It works for a few moments, then anyway two people are separate. If it happens mentally, it is called ambition, conquest or simply shopping. Different people do it different ways. If it happens on an emotional level, we call it love. What love means is somebody who is not you, you want to experience them as a part of yourself. But if you do it consciously, we call it yoga. Love does not happen because you say it. Love does not happen because you're attracted to somebody. Yes, you may feel it at certain moments. When you like something, you may also begin to love it, all right? Essentially, love means sweetness of your emotion. Love is not something that you do, love is something that you can become, it's your quality. If you count the fruits, maybe that tree is bearing more fruit than this one. That's not the point. You nurture the root. The fullest possible nurture if you give to the root, what it has to become, it'll become. A blade of grass cannot become a tree. But is it not wonderful?
Yeah.
Is this maple tree trying to produce apples?
No.
No. It is just trying to be the best possible maple tree it can be. As a human being, you must see how this life can blossom into its fullest. If it blossoms to its fullest, somebody may become rich with money, for somebody may become intelligent, somebody may become knowledgeable, somebody may become loving, somebody may become an artist, somebody may just wander. But a fully blossomed human being is a joy to see no matter what the hell they're doing or what they're not doing. What I am at my fullest, am I better than you? No, I'm just different. This tree, is it better than that tree? No. This is one way, that's another way. And that's why the world is so beautiful. In our lives, if we do not do what we cannot do, there's no issue. If we do not do what we can do, we are a disaster. So, I'm saying, at least are you as joyful as you were when you were 5 years of age? At 35, 40, if you are not as joyful and as exuberant as a 5-year-old boy or girl that you were, obviously you're a disaster because you're not even square one. If your body becomes sweet and pleasant, it's called health and pleasure. If your mind becomes very pleasant, it's called peacefulness and joyfulness. If your emotions become pleasant, it's called love and compassion. If your very life energy becomes pleasant, it is called blissfulness and ecstasy. Only if your surroundings become pleasant, it's called success. Why do you want affluence? Let me put the word abundance as affluence.
Okay.
An individual person wants affluence. A society wants affluence, a nation wants affluence. Everybody is striving for that. Why? Because initially it means a choice of nourishment. If you have money, you can eat what you want. Initially that's the goal. If it goes beyond that, after you eat everything you want to eat, next thing is a choice of lifestyle. Thing that you're thinking is because you're in California, your idea of abundance is here. If you're in Timbuktu, your idea of abundance would be this, all right?
Of course.
So I'm saying, do not think in terms of abundance. Think in terms of a fulfillment of life.
So I'd like you to imagine you get to live as long as you want to live in this physical body on this earth, but then one day you gotta go. And you gotta take all your work with you. So imagine that you only get to share 3 final lessons, that this is all we would have to remember you by, your information. I call 3 truths. What would be your 3 truths for the world?
Everybody just shut up, look and listen.
Yeah.
Really look. Right now, people are not looking. If they look, they are making their conclusions based on their identities. They're not hearing anything. They're making their conclusions. Just shut up, look and listen. Life is all there. What is my definition of greatness? If it can be defined, it's not great enough for me. Definition means it has clear boundaries. Well, if you can be here without any sense of boundary, that's greatness.
So if you ever find yourself in a stressful state, give your heart a high five. Put your hands on your heart, go, I'm okay, I'm safe, I'm loved. Repeat it 111 times if you need to. What you'll feel is your nervous system start to settle.